So an extremely important component of an exercise prescription is recovery from exercise. Now, when it comes to an athlete population, recovery from exercise is included in the training program because of its importance. So for an athlete, if they do not recover adequately within their training sessions, then this may lead to poor performance, which can be the difference between winning and losing a race, for example. There doesn't seem to be as much of a focus on recovery from exercise in a non-athlete population, but by and large this seems to be okay because most healthy people will engage in regular exercise just a few times per week, as that's all the time will allow. And sometimes they may feel a little bit more fatigued and decide to skip the exercise, and that may indicate that they hadn't recovered fully, but it's not really a focus because it doesn't have any particular implication for them. When it comes to a patient population, however, recovery from exercise is very important, especially if you're looking at a patient group who have chronic fatigue syndrome or long COVID syndrome. Recovery from exercise before they exercise again is really important. The other point to note is that the recovery period can be much longer in a patient who has chronic fatigue, and this is why keeping a close check on whether or not you have recovered from exercise may be a crucial component to the success of the exercise program that you are engaging in. So when you exercise, your autonomic nervous system is activated, your heart rate and blood pressure are elevated. The longer you exercise for, you will begin to accumulate products of oxidative stress. That's very normal. That happens as we exercise. The longer you exercise for, the more of this you will accumulate. As you become fitter, it takes longer to begin to accumulate the markers of oxidative stress. And that's part of the exercise program and the getting fitter part of the exercise program. So by and large, people are good at knowing if they've recovered from exercise or not, because if you awaken in the morning and you're feeling excessively fatigued, then maybe you haven't recovered very well, and if you're feeling energetic, then you probably have. However, if you have a chronic illness, it may not be quite as straightforward as that, as you may feel that almost every day you wake up feeling very tired. So when are you going to exercise? Well, you can also measure your recovery based on your own heart rate variability. That can be measured through a very simple smartphone app on a daily basis. There are a few caveats, such as you need to measure it at roughly the same time every day, preferably in the morning and in the same position. And then what the smartphone app does is it calculates your heart rate variability, and over a number of days it will calculate your normal range. And then the idea being, each day you wake up and you measure your heart rate variability and it gives you a number. If it's within range, then that suggests you have recovered adequately, and as long as you are feeling well enough, you will be then okay to engage in the exercise that is on your prescription program. And if it gives you a number that's below your range or even sometimes above your range, it may then advise that you would take it easier on that particular day. So for example, you might go for a gentle walk, or you might do some light exercise and wait a day or two until you've recovered more before you would engage in a more intense exercise session.